Hi everybody. Today I wanted to share a very wonderful recipe with you and just kind of give you some options to try different things in case you're kind of bored of eating the same thing. I have been loving jackfruit. Now jackfruit is a big fruit. It's generally you start raw, you boil it. This one, obviously, I got it at Trader Joe's. This is really good option because you have to skip the step of boiling and everything. So it has like these big pieces and it has a very meaty texture. So for folks who are vegetarian or vegan, this is really good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain off the water and then put it in a bowl and add some turmeric to this just to give it a nice kind of yellow tint. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then here's kind of some of the things you're gonna need. Let's start with some of the whole masalas. I have a bay leaf, a small cinnamon stick, a couple of cardamoms, a big black cardamom, and then some clove, like a couple of cloves. I also have some whole coriander seeds, and then I also obviously have my spice box in here, so we're gonna need some of that. We're also gonna use some black peppercorns. In here I have 3 to 4 big garlic cloves, about an inch of grated ginger, a little bit of green chili, which is optional for you, so you can do that. And what I'm gonna do is I have some tomatoes in here. You need about 2 medium-sized tomatoes, and you will puree it. So what I'm gonna do is right now I don't have fresh tomatoes. I'm gonna use my chopped tomatoes and take about maybe a cup to cup and a half of those, and then puree or grind them along with this so that it becomes a smooth paste. In here I have one whole medium size onion, so quite big, and I have basically made a paste out of it. I have some kasuri methi, which is dried fenugreek leaves. In here I have some garam masala. I have the rest of the spices. So let's get started. My instant pot is on saute mode. It is now hot, so we're going to start with some oil. So the onions have been cooking. I added a little bit of salt in there, and then in the meantime I also have ground up my ginger, garlic, green chili, and tomatoes in here. So you can see this is probably about a cup and a half. So that's what we're gonna need. I want all of the onions to get nicely kind of cooked up in here. So you want a light golden to like a dark golden brown color. So the onions are nicely cooked. I'm gonna add the tomato in there now, and I'm gonna let that cook really nicely, so about 5 minutes. Once that is done, we will add the spices. So the tomatoes are nicely cooked, as you can see. I'm gonna start adding my spices. So some turmeric, red chili powder. You can also use what's called as Kashmiri lal mirch, which adds color. A little bit of coriander powder. And I'm also going to add in some salt to let it cook again for a couple of minutes. Keep in mind that the jackfruit, if you're getting the canned version, which is in brine, it will be salty, so you only want to add salt enough for the gravy. So go ahead and add in a little bit, like 1/4 to a half a teaspoon of garam masala as well, and then I added some of the dried fenugreek leaf or kasuri methi, and again I'm just gonna mix, and I'm getting ready to now dump in the jackfruit. So I'm gonna leave the size of the pieces just like they are and add maybe a 1/4 cup of water in there. So just rinsed out my blender cup and about 1/4 of a cup of water. Gonna let this be here for a minute or so. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get some rice prepared, so we're gonna do a complete meal with rice on the top. I turned off my saute mode, and so I'm gonna add a little bit more water here. You can choose to keep this like low on gravy, or you can have more gravy, whatever you want. It's up to you. So I'm just going to keep this much in here. I don't want it to be too too thin of a gravy. And then in here, I'm gonna put in my trivet. And on top of the trivet goes the rice. I just have a cup and a half of rice here with 2x amount of water. That's it. We're gonna put the lid on. Put it on sealing. And then I'm just going to use the rice mode. Again, the jackfruit itself is well cooked, so we didn't boil or anything. So it doesn't really need a whole lot of cooking. You just need enough cooking to for it to absorb its flavors. So once this is done, I will come back and show you what it looks like. Hey, so this is what the curry looks like. It's nicely done. I'm gonna take this out, and then we're gonna garnish it with some fresh coriander or cilantro. So this is ready, and you can enjoy it with some naan. You can enjoy it with some steamed rice. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. This is going to be really, really wonderful, kind of meaty, but it's vegetarian. So see you another time. I hope you like this recipe, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see anything special. Bye.